This is the Night Wolf howling at you, and once more we find ourselves on the world of WWE Eternia, so we can look at the masters of the WWE Universe, Goldberg, the Heroic Human Jackhammer. On the back of the box, we see him with Grayskull Arena in the background, or Grayskull Ring in the background. Many superstars of WWE Eternia have tried to take down the hero they call Goldberg, but all have fallen. There's only one question for future challengers. Who's next? He comes with Ram Man's axe from Origins. He can twist into powerful battle positions. The rest of the wave here, of course, is Goldberg, the Heroic Human Jackhammer, Kane, the Demonic Red Machine, Stephanie McMahon, Evil Billion-Dollar Skull Queen, and Ultimate Warrior, Heroic Champion of WWE Eternia. That is the second version of Heroic Warrior. Ultimate Warrior. Let's open this sucker up. That didn't go well at all. On the front of his mini comic, which I apparently sliced open again. Interestingly enough, they're showing what looks like the rattlesnake mountain ring in the background of this one. But we see the Ultimate Warrior and the Human Jackhammer fighting. He looks like he should be a dwarf from the Lord of the Rings here. Obviously, he's supposed to look like Ram Man. Goldberg, the Heroic Human Jackhammer. The great battle has begun. A darkness threatens to consume WWE Eternia as the faction of evil superstars rise from parts unknown to control the balance of power. But the heroic superstars accept the challenge to defend the planet and determine who are the masters of the WWE Universe. Height, 6'4". Wait. 6 feet 4 inches. I guess it's the same either way. Weight, 285 pounds. Superstar powers. Can smash through anything or anyone. Foreign object. Jackhammer armor. Oddly enough, the comic has these snake guards, which would have looked really cool, actually, as part of the Snake Men. Another superstar falls to the champ. The only question is, who's next? Goldberg, you're up. Goldberg, 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 Goldberg. Goldberg, Goldberg. All right. Goldberg, Goldberg. Who's next? Dude, it looks like they have the Fiend on here twice, as well as Roman Reigns. Fiend? And that also looks like the Fiend to me. Once more on the back, we see Goldberg, the Heroic Human Jackhammer, Kane, the Demonic Red Machine, Stephanie McMahon, the Evil Billion-Dollar Skull Queen, and Ultimate Warrior, Heroic Champion of WWE Eternia. I'm not 100% sure on this, but I think this might actually be armor from Classics Ram Man. I originally thought that it was going to be a unique piece for this figure, but now that I've got him out of the package, it does kind of appear like it's too big for him. So I'll have to double check that. He comes with a helmet. Basically, it is a modified version of Ram Man's helmet. Who's next? The face sculpt looks pretty good. The deco on the beard does look like it's off just a little bit towards the right side, but that's been pretty normal. It is a little annoying though that the little space between the two sides of his mustache are off center from the middle of the nose, so that is something that's going to be kind of irritating if you see it often. They did put in one deco tattoo on his arm. Doesn't appear to have anything else on. He's got the same mark on his butt, apparently. I think this is the first one where they actually tried to make it look like he's wearing bike shorts, or actually they look more like women's boy shorts underwear. But anyway, so articulation-wise, his head's on a ball joint, so we can spin it around. The armor is large enough that it does not interfere. You can look down, you can look up, you can look off to the side. If we put his helmet on, which is kind of a pain in the butt to try to get it to line up properly. Again, this just kind of reminds me of like a Lord of the Rings character. With the helmet on, the helmet does, as you can see, it's kind of like going off to the side there on the armor. Now it's staying under the armor. So it both interferes and doesn't interfere depending upon how you set it up. And after that twist, the helmet is off kilter. I think the helmet will be good for display, but for play value, I don't think it's all that great. Arms go up, they go down. You can start to spin them, but you can't really go all the way around with the armor in place. No surprise to anybody. We've got a really tight elbow joint. Not quite 360, not 360, not quite 90 degrees, and also the elbow pad does kind of make it a little bit harder to get it into position. We can still spin the arm around though. Looks like he's got some unique armbands here. Whoops. And they are glued into place, which seems kind of weird. None of the other figures have actually glued anything into place on the arms. So I don't know why they did this time. Because if you look, I mean, there is the black paint here to make the glove look. And then they put this on top of that. Again, I don't know why they glued that. That's stupid. But we can spin the wrist all around, and we have the in and out articulation that most Masters of the Universe Origins figures have. When we put his body back in place, he will have the waist spin. So we get a 360 all around. Standard WWE diaper. Kick up. Kick back. Knee bends. Once more, the knee pad kind of keeps you from getting all the entire angle that you normally can get. But we've been through that so many times in the past now. One of the standard, or the standard boot for the WWE figures. Boot cut to spin around. Ankle hinge to move up and down and spin as well. The axe fits perfectly fine in his hand. Not that he can stand, but anyway. The overall look of this figure is pretty good. Let's see about taking the armor off. As expected, he only has the one tattoo here, which again is the same symbol on his butt. And like this, he just looks like a standard WWE figure, so. Goldberg's real name is William Scott Goldberg, born December 27th, 1966. Often known mononymously as Goldberg. He is an American professional wrestler, actor, and former American football defensive tackle. He was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2018. He is best known for his 10 years in World Championship Wrestling, the WCW, and the WWE. His other ring names have been Bill Goldberg, Bill Gold, and just Goldberg. Goldberg earned a scholarship to attend the University of Georgia and play college football for the Georgia Bulldogs as a defensive tackle. He was taken by the Los Angeles Rams in the 11th round of the 1990 NFL Draft with the 301st overall selection, but he never appeared in any games for the Rams. He made his NFL debut in December 3rd of 1992 for the Atlanta Falcons, wearing number 71, and played with them through 1994. He became close with Deion Sanders during this game. Goldberg also had a stint with the Sacramento Surge of the WLAF in 1992 and the Sacramento Gold Miners of the Canadian Football League in 1993. He was cut from the Falcons in 1995, so he was selected by the new expansion team of the Carolina Panthers in 1995 NFL expansion draft. He never played a game with the team, as he was the first player to have been cut by the Panthers. I don't know if that means anything specific, but that almost sounds like an insult. Goldberg also sponsored the Monster Jam truck Goldberg, which was driven by Tom Mintz from 2000 to 2001 as part of a deal between WCW and the Feld Motorsports. The truck was very successful, winning the Monster Jam World Finals, Racing Championships in both 2000 and 2001, and Freestyle Championship in 2001. The partnership ended after the WCW was bought by the WWE, and the truck was named to Team Mintz, which later became Maximum Destruction. So that's a little bit of interesting background. Don't normally get to talk about monster trucks with a WWE figure, so that was kind of cool. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this quick review of the Goldberg figure. It looks pretty good, aside from it's really kind of a pain to try to line up that helmet properly, and the deco on his face, beard, throws that off just a little bit. Like, if there wasn't for that space between the two sides of his mustache, it probably wouldn't be quite as noticeable. But once you see that, you can't unsee it, kind of thing. I'll double check to make sure, see if that armor is the same armor from the Classics Ram Man. But otherwise, he doesn't really come with much. I don't know why they didn't just, why they glued the armbands in place. That seems kind of stupid and silly and unnecessary. But overall, as far as a figure go, he looks fine. I don't know much about this wrestler at all. I mean, I've heard the name Goldberg before, but that's it. So I have no real ties to this one. As far as how he looks perfectly fine. But he is kind of a little bit boring overall, in my humble opinion. So I could see him being passed up on the shelves when compared to some of the other figures. Anyway, please feel free to comment, give me a like if you want, and a subscription would be great. I've recently passed 300 subscribers, and I'm really happy about that. And stunned, to be honest. So, peace and love. And now for the Grayskull Ring Championship, we have Goldberg versus The Fiend. Axe versus Axe. Wow, that was very unexpected. I wish that was in slow-mo. Actually, I might have to slow down this video to get a afterwards.